Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video with the objective of describing one of the primary modes of intervention of consultants when utilizing IT services and the importance of their role. The delegation of skills or delegation of expertise or even time and material in English version. In this video, I will only use the term delegation of skills so as not to lose you during the Euro course. Another term, IT management, is now less used in information systems due to its association with certain social and legal risks, specifically the illicit loan of labor and the offense of illegal subcontracting. This specific topic will be presented to you in an upcoming video because this mode of intervention is very often used illegally. Delegation of authority is the most common mode of intervention in companies due to its simplicity, flexibility, apparently lower cost, and the speed of its implementation. Prior to diving into the crux of the matter, if you have not yet done so, please feel free to click on the subscribe button and activate the bell notification in order to stay updated. This intervention world consists of providing the client with profiles or consultants with one or more areas of expertise. Certain good practices still need to be followed, particularly by assigning these consultants with specific tasks that must be executed independently, without being integrated into the client's organization, similar to how an employee of the client would be. Useful deliverables must be regularly developed and provided to the client. Before the COVID crisis, consultants generally worked on the client site. During this crisis, a large part of the activities were carried out remotely, through teleworking or in the premises of their own companies. A crucial aspect of this mode of intervention is that the provider is obligated to make an effort, rather than guaranteeing specific results or outcomes. Let's take a few moments to concentrate on these concepts that can be perplexing. The obligation is one of means when the provider commits to mobilizing his utmost efforts and resources to fulfill the service that was promised, and this with no guarantee of outcome. For instance, healthcare professionals commit to doing everything to provide care for patients but not to cure them entirely. In our context, if the project is not completed at the end of the contract, the consultants leave unless a new service is ordered, and so on. You now comprehend why the overall cost is significantly less controlled under these conditions, because even if the daily rate is more competitive than in other modes of intervention, in the long run, the overall cost of the service can be higher. The obligation is a result when the provider undertakes to achieve the result defined in the contract. This can be, for example, the delivery of an application that meets the client's needs on the contractually agreed date. Another example, providing the maturity diagnosis report for an activity with the required quality level on the specified date in the contract. This obligation of result is based on a flat or fixed price and may or may not be accompanied by penalties for the provider in case the result is not achieved. Furthermore, the extra time required to accomplish the goals is not billed to the client for payment purposes. This type of obligation is associated with another mode of intervention called delegation of responsibility that I will discuss in my next video. Regarding the price of the delegation of skills, which requires an obligation of means, I remind you that it is based on a daily rate depending on various parameters. Consultants' experience, expertise rarity, mission duration, company reputation, agency costs, providers' overhead costs, subcontracting level, margin policy, supply and demand. So what are the reasons why companies opt to utilize this mode of intervention in their operations? First of all, they often lack time, visibility, anticipation, and sometimes, it must be said, maturity in the field of outsourcing. Also, they sometimes feel like they're in control of the service at worst from the consultant. In the best case, a profile sheet specifying the need for expertise is written and transmitted to the provider as part of a consultation. What is much easier and faster than having to write a precise, formalized specification, including a much more complete and therefore more demanding level of information for all parties. Subsequently, the client company will meet with consultants and select the one that best suits their needs for the assignment. In the worst case, the client makes their request by phone or via a simple email, with a risk of very incomplete expression of needs, which will of course impact the efficiency of the selection process later on. So, from expressing the need to commencing the mission, the formalized process can have a duration of an average of 2 to 3 weeks at the maximum. Of course, if the consultant is available or if he does not have any internal bottleneck at the operational, purchasing or legal departments, it would take a maximum of 1 day to define and validate the need and identify the companies to consult, if not already done. It would take a week to review and receive the various proposals, mainly the consultants' CVs and their daily rates. It would require a couple of days to analyze the offers and choose the consultant, and a couple of days for the contract signing and the commencement of the mission. Naturally, there are strategies and methodologies that can minimize this delay to less than a week or even just a few days. I will share them with you in an upcoming video when I address this topic. I hope you enjoyed this informative and concise educational moment. If you have any inquiries, remarks or responses, I appreciate your proactive approach in sharing them with me. Your feedback is extremely important as it will help enhance my continuous improvement plan. If you'd like me to develop a specific topic, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you for listening and I look forward to seeing you soon on my next videos.